95.7 The Hog, Daytona's rock station, Riggs the Morning Hog. You know, the official radio station of Bike Week happens to be 95.7 The Hog, and there's a lot of pressure in that because I got to bring it. I got to elevate it. So as we're right here on the front end of the final couple days of Bike Week, we bring Josh SR Perot and the Morning Hog Brew Review.
You see the front end of the back?
We're at the front end of the last weekend.
Okay.
Because last time we met, we were on the front end of all of Bike
end.
Week. Yeah. Well, that's probably. I didn't want to say that. I don't want to be rude, Josh. But we're in Bike Week. Did you know that?
We are.
I've seen a lot of bikes. You know what the best bike I've seen all weekend? It's a bike that belonged to Rusty Wallace.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. Why?
Because I have him here with me.
What? Rusty Wallace is in the house again? Yes. Hey, welcome back.
Hey, thank you. I love coming here. This is the best radio station in the country.
He's not been paid yet. So I'm glad you said that. Welcome back.
Thank you, man. We're here for Bike Week.
Yes.
I'm here for Bike Week with our company, Southern Country Customs. Yes. We're all set up at the Broken Spoke Saloon like we do every year in March and October. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. I love coming down here, and I love patting you on the back because you do such a doggone good job with this rally, man. It's just so good. And you know that we listen to this station all the way back in North Carolina on the internet.
I love
That's
it.
fantastic.
I mean, every day we turn on the Hog, and here we go.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, it gives you an idea of what's happening in and around Daytona all year round, and then when you get here, you can hit the ground running because we've already got you prepped.
Well, the thing I like so much about it is I live in North Carolina, but I have a second home here in Ormond Beach.
Right.
So I just love coming down here. And when I listen to the Hog at home in North Carolina, it makes me feel like I'm connected to, and I'm not even there.
I like that.
So it's a good feeling, and I love the. Well, first of all, the rock and roll music is just better than anywhere in the country that I go.
I don't want to bow. I'll just bow slightly. And the other great part is SR Perot's here with these delicious beverages that you can enjoy all week and all year long, right?
Yeah, Rusty was doing promos all week at Walmart's and a couple other spots, some crowds out there.
Yeah.
But I figured we could break into a nice Miller Genuine draft real quick.
We can do that.
Let's do it. How did they talk you into going to Walmart's again, Rusty? That must have been listen, it's been a minute. You probably got to go in there and sell some more beers.
Well, my great friend, Michelle Connor, and my other great friend, Craig Rivard, who's sitting next to me here.
Right here. Hi, folks.
Craig's like, I don't need a mic, but I'll use it.
Craig's been around. He used to go on all my appearances with me when I was driving a Miller car back in the day.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Bike Week, how big it is. And Michelle said, hey, how'd you like to do some stuff for us at some big accounts?
Yeah.
We went to Giuseppe's Pizza the other night.
Yeah, that's
that
right.
place was packed solid.
Right.
It was fantastic. Then we did the Walmarts, and the ones yesterday, they turned out fantastic. So we had a great time at Walmart. A lot of people showed up. A lot of Rusty Wallace merchandise and die-cast cars I signed. And so it was cool. And I kind of knocked the dust off me and got back out doing that stuff. I haven't been doing that type of stuff in a long time. But I did it here, and it was good.
I'll say that I came by to see you at Broken Spoke earlier this week, and the dust is off. I mean, you are in hot demand for your Southern Country Customs bikes and stuff. You got to tell the story about how you ended up selling your own bike.
Yeah. I mean, so the Southern Country Custom business, we started that, me and Steven partners, my son. Now he owns 100% of it, and I support him. I go to all the rallies with him. We have a good time. But I got a bike. It's a blue one, and it's a really sexy motorcycle.
It is. I was going to say sexy, but I didn't want to make it weird between you and me. But yeah, it is very sexy.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
But so much so that people keep wanting to buy it. Patty says, my wife, do not sell that motorcycle. I love the way it feels. You guys are always trying to sell everything we got. And I said, okay, I won't sell it. So that particular day, we got back from a ride, and she's sitting in the motorcycle hauler. And this couple from St. Louis, Missouri drive up and said, man, I love that bike. I love that blue. Would you sell it to me? How much? They didn't even say how much is it. They said, would you sell it to me?
Right.
So I told them what I think it was worth. And I said, the problem is I don't think I can talk my wife into selling this bike.
Right.
I said, but she's in there. Let me go talk to her. So we grew up in St. Louis, and she's a big St. Louis Cardinals fan.
Oh.
Huge Cardinals fan.
Oh.
And so we go in there. I say, hey, honey, we got a couple out there from St. Louis. And she's they Cardinals fans? I said, yeah. I said, they want to buy that bike. I said, oh, man. So I had to talk her into it a little bit, and she said, okay, go ahead and sell it.
Really?
Wow.
And this couple got on that bike yesterday.
Yeah.
They paid for it, got insurance on it, got everything, and took off, and it was like seeing one of my kids drive with me.
Oh, my gosh.
I saw him drive out of the Broken Spoke, and I said, oh, man, what did
tear.
I do? That bike is so cool. I keep it at the house here in Florida all the time. But
Right.
we'll build another one.
I was going to say, now you have the opportunity to build a new
We'll
one.
build a new 2026 model.
Yeah.
And it'll be cool, But it was tough letting that thing go. Tough on her because
I'm sure.
the blue paint scheme is not just a blue paint scheme.
Yeah.
It had a lot of graphics in it, and the way the graphics were done were really hard to do.
Yeah.
But it turned out great, and that's the reason she didn't want to get rid of it because she loved that blue so much and the way it run, how it rode.
I mean, you've taken that thing to Sturgis, you've taken it to Daytona, you've taken it to North Carolina. You've been all over the place.
Yeah, it's a 22 model bike, but it doesn't have any miles on it because we don't ride it much.
Yeah.
But like you said, Sturgis. I drove it in Sturgis all last year, and then every rally down here for the last couple of years. Because I leave it in the house, and it's my ultra cool bike. I walk out, and there it is,
That's awesome.
But, yeah, so it's on the way to St. Louis now. They're going to ride it the rest of the rally while they're here in Daytona.
Awesome.
And then we got a brand new one we had that they built for me.
Okay.
It's a gray bike with some silver, beautiful bike.
Oh, it's beautiful too.
Yeah, it's
I
a
saw
real
that.
hot ride in. So that's what I'm riding right now.
So funny.
That's killer.
Can you imagine? That's like one time Josh and I went to a beer festival and he sold his shirt.
You're right.
Yeah.
I didn't have an extra shirt, though. Was the problem.
Yeah. So he was shirtless. He was shirtless the rest of the beer festival.
Yeah.
Selling everything he's got, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's it. By the way, I feel terrible because in the introduction, I did not bring you on as NASCAR Hall of Famer Rusty Wallace.
There you go.
We should probably point that out too, because I know a lot of people are approaching you out there at Broken Spoke, and they can come out and hang out with you and see you and get a picture and maybe buy a bike as well. But it's one of those things for you that you're in demand no matter what it is, whether it's the bike people, the race people, the people who just want to come out and hang out with a nice guy.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, when I out the Spoke, Steven is telling all the tech stuff about the bikes, and I will tell you, every time I'm at the Broken Spoke, I'm talking to older race fans.
Right.
My race fans and people that watch me race are all coming by. That's what I've been doing like crazy, you know? And I've had a lot of cool things happen because of the sport, the Hall of Fame you mentioned.
Right.
That was really cool. But I will tell you one thing that happened to me the other day, and this is probably one of the coolest things that's happened. I get a phone call from Rod Woodruff, who owns a Buffalo Chip.
Okay.
And he says, I'm on the board of the Sturgis Motorcycle Museum, who operates the Sturgis Motorcycle Hall of Fame.
Uh-oh.
And they put me in the doggone Motorcycle Hall of Fame.
There you go. Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
I was really excited
Hall of
about that.
Famer.
And Teddy Morris, who owns Teddy Morris Harley, him and I got this big award the other day down in Fort Lauderdale. Okay. And they said, Rusty is in, and I got up there and they announced me, said, Mr. Rusty Wallace wins this Award of Excellence for Automobiles. That's what it was. And Teddy won the automotive award for an owner. And he said, and Rusty's in 7 Hall of Fames. And I was, and they said, how many Hall of Fames you in? I said, I'm in 7. Teddy gets up there and he goes, Rusty, you made one big mistake. You're in 8 now because Rusty just got put into Sturgis Motorcycle Hall of Fame. No. And Teddy had to say that because I forgot it.
Yeah, that's right.
So
well,
now I'm in 8 doggone Hall of Fames, which feels pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, we got to get a title belt for the Morning Hog Hall of Fame too. We're going to work on that.
That's right.
That ceremony will be later this year. So this is it. I mean, you're here through the weekend. People need to know they can come out to Broken Spoke and see you.
Yep.
Right? Hang out.
We'll be there. I think we start loading the truck, getting everything put back away on Sunday morning.
Yeah, don't come up to Rusty Sunday morning.
And then I'm staying here for another 3 or 4 days because on Tuesday night, we got the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America induction ceremony.
Wow.
That's right.
And the old Miller Genuine Draft black and yellow car, which was my favorite car called Midnight, is on display right now inside the Daytona International Speedway Museum, which is right on International Speedway Boulevard.
Right.
You got to go in and see it. The car is so beautiful. It's the car that I was inducted with in 2013, the black and yellow car. After the car, it stayed there for 1 year. After the car came out, my son Greg took the whole project over, put the real race engine back in it, the real rear end, completely rebuilt the car, made it 100% race ready.
Really?
And after they got finished, we got asked by Fox Sports and the racetrack in St. Louis to pace the field with the old Miller Genuine Draft car. So we pulled it out of the museum, put it on the truck and trailer, sent it to St. Louis. I paced the field. That night, they put it back in the truck and drove it right back to Daytona and stuck it right back in the museum. That was really cool.
I love that so much.
So you said you named the car. Is that pretty common with racers to name their cars?
About all people back in the day, they used to just use numbers.
Okay.
You know, this is chassis number 36 or whatever.
Right.
But our guys, no Blue Max Racing team,
Yeah.
when I was driving the 27 car,
Okay.
they wanted to name them. We had one car named Buckwheat. We had one car named Madonna.
That's
we
fantastic.
had another one named Vanessa.
Oh.
And so then when we started Team Penske, we started naming the cars.
Yeah.
And Midnight ended up being like the favorite car. I mean, that doggone thing won so many races is unreal.
Yeah.
And it got named Midnight because I was at Richmond, Virginia. I'm leading the race, and all of a sudden it starts raining. They get the track all dried back out. I go on, continue leading the race, and I won the race. And when I crossed the start-finish line, my PR guy, Tom Roberts, looked at his watch, and he said, it just, my little digital watch just struck midnight.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
he runs down to Victory Lane. I pull. He says, I got a name for the car, man. I got a name for the car. I said, what is it? He says, Midnight. I said, why? He says, you crossed the doggone
Yeah.
start finish line at midnight.
That's
I said,
it.
Okay, cool.
That's our boy
it.
Tom Roberts. Yeah,
There you
That's
go.
awesome.
So it stuck, didn't it, Craig?
yeah, I
Yep.
know it was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. The most famous car. And the race fans love that car, too. They're always talking
yeah.
about Midnight.
Right. We name our beers sometimes, Josh and I. But they
I
go
finished
quick.
mine before I
Yeah,
could
they
name
go
it.
quick. Yeah, we usually don't. We forget it's too late or whatever. But I like. We should probably name one of these beers Midnight.
I can do
Right?
that.
Think about it. Are we taking a break? We're gonna come back and have some more
We can do
beers.
that, yeah.
Yeah. Rusty Wallace is here. Josh is here. I'm here. Riggs, the Morning Hog on 95.7 The Hog. Cheers.
Cheers.
Riggs, the Morning Hog, 95.7 The Hog. Hey, it's Friday. It's Morning Hog Happy Hour. We still got some fun to have for this Bike Week weekend. And Josh from SR Perot's going to help us do that, along with Rusty Wallace, NASCAR Hall of Fame, 8 Hall of Famer Rusty Wallace. Man, so much to still take in this week, because if you try to do Bike Week, in a couple of days, you can't take it all in.
No.
Right? You can spend the whole weekend at Broken Spoke and be fine. You get music, you get beers. You get Rusty. You get Southern Country Customs. But we've been running around the streets a little bit. You've been running.
Yeah.
Josh has been carrying beer to everybody to make sure everybody's
Literally
hydrated.
throwing beer.
Honestly, you were like the most important element of Bike Week. I like
No,
that.
sir.
Point that out. Yeah?
That's everybody else.
Yeah, you got a fuel?
I'm here
Okay.
for support.
All right. I was just trying to
I
give you some
appreciate
prop.
the try, though.
Josh was going to slip me $5, but I got it. So we enjoyed a Miller Genuine draft on the first
Yes, sir.
side. What did you give us just now?
Got to talk about Miller Lite, right?
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's that beer that was on Rusty's car for a minute.
That's right.
Remember that?
Yeah, if I'm here, we need to talk about Miller Lite. Also.
That's right.
I mean, I started the career with MGD.
Right.
Ended the career with Miller Lite.
Right.
And had Miller Lite on the race car for a long, long time. And our great friends at SR Perot were probably the very best distributor that we've ever dealt with. And we get around the country. We're out in California. We're up
Right.
in Maine. We're all over the place racing with NASCAR. But Perot was the coolest one. They built really cool posters. They really supported this. Was all the swag and all the stuff they did.
Right.
I used to come down here and say, look at a poster we just did. It's me with the car and all these beautiful women sitting on the beach,
Right.
in the sand. And I'm
Sure.
like, oh, that was something. So Michelle Connors, she's really likes doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Her and her team,
Why has she not done that with us yet? Because we were like, we want to get a photo shoot on the beach, and she was like, I don't want any part of it. Yeah, because Rusty had already done it. So this is that time of the year too, where you get down here. You've got a home in Ormond, so this is sort of home for you as well.
Yep.
But you're still running around now. You're not broadcasting anymore, which is probably nice, right? To get a little time to do some other things in life.
Yeah, I did. When I quit driving a car in 2005,
Yeah.
I went to work for ESPN for 10 years.
Right.
And after that contract was over, I went to work with NASCAR. NASCAR, so we've never had a race analyst with the Motor Racing Network. We just had play-by-play guys.
Yeah.
Here they come, there they go, announce all the action.
Right.
So they hired me, and I'd been doing it for 11 years.
Yeah,
And now
wow.
I got 6 grandkids.
Yeah.
The motorcycle business has taken off. I said, I think I've broadcasted enough.
Yeah.
So I hung my hat up, and now I got a little more time to come down here again. Go to
That's
some
fair.
more rallies, have some fun. So that's what I'm doing.
I still feel like you're the hardest working retired guy in the world. I don't know anybody else. You know what I mean?
Man, I know what you're saying.
You know?
I know. Just about the time I think I've got some bunch of time, something pops up.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you got to crank out some more bikes. And I want to mention, too, and you pointed these out, you've got a bike you made for Clint Bowyer. That one's sold. That was out there. Tony Stewart's bike was out there this week as well at Broken Spoke.
Yep.
Is that a common thing that a lot of your fellow racers, past and current, are wanting your motorcycles?
Well, it does seem that way. I mean, they pretty well, racers like high quality stuff.
Yeah.
And they know what Steven's building, and they know what's coming out of our shops, and they look at him. And Tony and Leah Perot, his wife, Leah Stewart,
Right.
she calls herself Leah Perot.
Right. It may still be on the may still be on the dragster or something. Maybe that's why.
So anyway, they came with us the other day, hung out all day long. We drove out to Three Bananas.
Yeah.
Out there in Crescent City. That was a great time out there.
Real spot out that way.
Right.
Yeah, it was fun. Then we drove back, and they hung out with us the entire day.
Yeah.
And Tony said, "I'd like to build another bike." He says, "Steven, if you can sell this bike, I'll build another one." Tony drove out the door. Literally 1 hour later, a man come up, and he bought Tony's bike.
He wants Smoke's bike.
And so
There you go.
then Clint Bowyer says, "I like to have a fresh bike every year." And
okay.
So okay. So he drove his bike last year.
Yeah.
And then a guy walks up and buys us Clint Bowyer's bike. So we sold all the racer bikes, and now there's just brand new ones being built now to replace those.
That's so crazy.
That's killer.
Yeah.
When you come out and have them on display, and to be able to promote what you guys are doing at Southern Country Customs in Mooresville, North Carolina, by the way, in case you're taking a trip, can people come out to shop and like wave at you through the windows and stuff?
They do.
Yeah?
They
Okay,
do.
good. Okay,
they
good.
do. Yeah.
But I mean, to do that, just to have the motorcycle community see your stuff is one thing, but when you're actually moving bikes and selling them, and then having to go back and build more, and that's the ultimate business
There
plan.
you go.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's nice when the customer comes back and wants another one.
Yeah.
It's really nice when they bring their friends and they want to buy one
Right.
too. We got a bunch of customers down in Texas, the big oil well drillers, big
really?
construction companies, big guys like that. Our customers are real passionate, so they'll show up, they'll buy these bikes, and they'll tell Joe, their buddy, "Hey man, you got to get one of these suckers. Check this thing out."
Sure.
And they show up and they buy bikes. So today, this week so far, we've probably had 50 customers come by with the motorcycles they broke and they bought, and their new friends
That's awesome.
that want to buy bikes. And so we sold 4 trikes.
Yeah.
The trike business is getting really big right now. Yeah.
Really?
People are getting older. They
Yeah.
still want to ride, and they want to feel safe.
Right.
And now they got the wife beating on it. And the guy's saying, "Hey, man, I can still ride. She
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, you might be able to ride, but I'm not comfortable riding with you."
Okay.
But I would be comfortable if I was sitting on back one of those new trikes.
There
Right.
you go.
So now they order some trikes. So that's getting big.
That's killer.
How are you in? Obviously, from what we're hearing, it sounds like that crew back in Mooresville is going to be working nonstop. I mean, there's no off button on that at all, right? Because there's always somebody that wants something customized.
Yeah,
something
and
special.
I tell Steve, and he gets frustrated. My son, I said, "Look, you're down here to sell motorcycles, and you're trying to promote the heck out of it,
Yeah.
but then you're beating yourself on the head because you got so many orders."
Yeah, right.
And he says, "It's going to be tough getting ready for Sturgis." I said, "Well,
Right.
you say that every year."
It's about the best problem to have in a business.
It is. Yes,
and
it
you
is.
always make it. It always works out, and because we like to build a bike, then dyno the bike, and then ride the bike and
Right.
test it and make sure there's no little bugs. Do everything just perfect. Run the crap out of it, then bring it back, change all the fluids, change all the filters again, and make it all fresh and perfect.
Jeez.
That's a little bit of a little bit of a commitment, but
It
that's
is.
we got to have the quality, man.
Yeah,
It's got to
exactly.
be there. That's what I tell Steven in the car business. I think one of the reasons our businesses are so successful back in Tennessee in the car business, I got 10 stores now.
Oh, I passed the billboards.
Yeah, I got 10 of them, building an 11th right now. I said, we've always taught everybody, and this came from Roger Penske. He says, service after the sale is the most important thing in the world. He
Right.
said, people can buy a car anywhere, but they're never going to get the service after the sale like they do at our stores.
Right.
And that's what we do with our motorcycle business and our car business. And I'm not promoting nothing. I'm just telling you, that's a philosophy that we have, and it works good for us.
Yeah. Well, you're promoting like good business.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what any consumer would want is follow up and problem solving if there is any to do. I mean, you've got all that covered.
They bring the bike in, we
Yeah.
got you covered.
Jeez.
We had a bike the other day that the owner put too much oil in, and somehow it started siphoning the oil out, and it started running low, started blowing oil everywhere.
Okay.
He pulled over the side of the road. Steven, they called Steve. Steve got on his own personal bike and just hauled butt all the way up. He went past Highway 100 on 95. There
Really?
the guy is sitting on the side of the road. Steven got off his bike. He said, "Here, you take my motorcycle. You have fun the rest of the day." And the guy
Wow.
drove off. Steve's sitting at the side of the highway looking, and he said he was too cautious. There's plenty of oil left in this thing.
Really?
But he made a mess out of everything. So Steven got in the bike, drove it back to the spoke, cleaned everything on it, serviced the whole bike, called the guy, said it's ready to go. And the guy
That's
says,
customer
he said,
service.
I cannot believe it. Stephen Wallace gave me his own personal bike on the side of the highway, and I went on and had a great time, the great rest of the day. And Stephen took care of his bike.
I would think that's from a father. We're all dads. I would think that's a great dad moment right there too. Where you're like, hey, taught him
right
some
thing.
stuff and it worked
I'm
out.
thinking, hey, the kid listened to me. He listened to me. You know, a service after the sale, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's both parenting and good business right there.
That's amazing.
Jeez, look at this, Josh. This is you've aligned with the right people. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, way to go, SR Perot. Way to pick Rusty up. So, are you able to consume any racing anymore? Because obviously, once you get away from it, do you want to be like, I don't know if I want to spend a whole Sunday sitting watching a race? Or
I watch them all.
Yeah,
I watch all the races. I might not sit for the entire beginning of the race to the end.
Right.
I might be off having some lunch or something or wherever with my family. But I got it on my phone, and then when I always want to rush home and watch at least the last 30, 40, 50 laps.
And have you do you remember anything similar to what Reddick is on right now, this heater that he's on?
Well, three-peats. I've had three-peats. A lot of drivers have had three-peats, and it's a kind of. It seems like it runs three.
Right.
I can't remember the last time I've seen a four.
Right.
But the three thing's been. But the ones he's won, you really got to hand it to him, because to win the Daytona 500, which is a speedway track, 2.5 mile. We call them restrictor plate tracks.
Right.
They got named that because
That's
of that
right.
plate back in the day, So restrictor plate style track, and then go to Atlanta, which is a 1.5 mile track,
right,
and win that, and then go to a road course is really a crazy, beautiful road course, but it's a technical, hard to drive road course. And he wins there.
Yeah.
And he didn't look into it. I mean, he led. He sat on the pole. He just really got it done. So, congratulations to him. I mean, and then Michael Jordan, my gosh, he brings a lot to the sport. A lot of attention.
Yeah.
And he's been getting in victory lane quite a bit and been on television quite a bit after the victory. Yeah. And you can tell he's emotional. He's excited. He's pumped up. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I feel like I just won my NBA championship,
right?
But it's a race team, and I don't know nothing about it, but I love it, know.
Yeah, it's got to be a weird perspective for you too, because you've seen owners like this. This is one of those moments where you're just like, listen, everyone counts. Every one of these counts in a different way.
Yeah.
But you're right. If somebody hits 4, you got to start. That's that would be huge.
And people say you got a certain car or person you pull for. I always pull for the 2 car I got to.
Yeah.
I mean, we started that team.
Yeah.
In 1992 or 1991 was the first year. Me, Don Miller, and Roger Penske started Team Penske.
Right.
And I stayed an owner right through the end of 2005. And when I retired, Roger bought my interest out, and he went on down the road with it. But the 2 car is in my mind all the time. And
love it.
Nobody roughs me up. ESPN never roughed me up because I always pulled for the 2 car.
Yeah.
Radio didn't rough me up because I pulled for the 2 car.
Sure.
They knew it was going to happen, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why they got you on there.
There you
go. They knew what car you were in. Hey, Josh, where can we find these beers, by the way?
You know what? These beers you can find just about everywhere.
Yeah.
Genuine Draft a little bit harder to find nowadays.
Yeah.
But the quickest and easiest way is going to be our website.
Oh, yeah. Josh is talking about srprod.com/beer finder. That's what he's referring to. It's easy to go on the internet, by the way, where you can find out more about 8-time over here, Mr. Hall of Famer Rusty Wallace. All right, so we got a full weekend ahead of us.
Yeah,
I know he's probably going to sell 30, 40 more bikes. You might as well get over there and get them before they're gone. And then obviously you get a little downtime between rallies and stuff. You're going to hang out in Ormond. Maybe you see Rusty at a Walmart. He'll be shopping, not signing things.
You're not going to believe what I'm going to do.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay, first of all, after this is over, I'm going straight to the Broken Spoke, and we're going to hang out with everybody the rest of the week.
Yes.
Then I go home, and I go right into shoulder surgery.
Oh.
My right shoulder is wiped out. It's torn a million pieces, and they're giving me what they call a reverse shoulder surgery.
Oof.
So I'll be laid up, 6 weeks at least,
Really?
Really? Yeah, I'll be all roughed up and that. My main goal is to get back in shape and get ready to go for Bike Week in Sturgis.
I'm hoping I can get him down there for a week of rehab. ever.
Yeah.
I was going to play him in pickleball, but forget it now. He's in a sling. I don't
I
want to be
asked
part
him,
of
I said,
that.
can I still
Might
golf?
be the only way you beat him.
Can you still?
Can I still golf? He said, yeah, no problem. He said, actually, the way we're going to do this surgery, you're going to heal up faster
Really?
than most people do. I said, okay.
Can I follow you? Because my right shoulder hurts pretty bad right now, just doing this, like a little teapot move right here. So
man.
give me your guy.
I will.
I'll talk to him.
And I have no idea how I messed up my right shoulder. But my left shoulder,
Yeah.
I got a damn good idea how I messed that one up. I was doing this gnarly burnout in my motorcycle, trying to damn show off.
Oh.
And that doggone thing caught. It threw me over the handlebars.
Oh, really?
And it threw me straight in the air. I was right in front of Caribbean Jacks.
No way.
Really?
About 3 years ago.
Wow.
I wiped out in the parking lot, and I was just showing off, And so when I was doing this burnout, I kind of went flying around out of the parking lot when I was leaving the joint. Hey, what happened? I had my hot rod bike with me,
Yeah.
and they loved the way the motor sounded,
Sure.
the headers, and so I was just showing off,
Yeah.
So I fell off the bike, and it threw me off the bike, and I was so doggone embarrassed.
Yeah.
I went over real fast with all adrenaline flying.
Sure.
And I tried to lift the bike up. And I ripped the tendons right off my bone.
Oh.
So I tore my left shoulder up.
Oh.
Now the right one, I just wore the right one out. I didn't hurt it at all. I just wore it out.
Yeah.
From driving.
Barrel rolling.
Barrel rolling.
Down the front stretch, down the back stretch. Doesn't bother him.
Talladega, Alabama.
But a parking
Man.
lot on a bike. That's what
Most
finally gets you.
embarrassing moment of my life.
My gosh.
Oh, man.
I love it. Well, listen, get him some more Miller Genuine
Yeah, we can do
Draft.
that.
For crying out loud. All right, Broken Spoke's the place to be.
Absolutely.
SR Perot's got some tasty beverages out there.
We do have a whole bunch of stuff.
I like that a lot.
Check out our social medias, the website, see what's going on.
Yes,
We still
absolutely.
have promotional teams out there for the rest of the weekend.
Yep.
Come say hi.
Yeah, well, kudos to you for not only providing years of entertainment in the car, but then now doing it on 2 or 3 wheels, depending upon
Well,
Southern
I appreciate
Country Customs.
it.
Yeah.
I love doing it. It's just a blast. I mean, people say all the time, do you miss driving a car? I said, I missed driving a car about the first 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I hooked up in this motorcycle business stuff. And, man, I met a whole different crowd of
He's
people.
got the fever.
I got the fever. I got hooked. And it just keeps on going,
He's got the Southern Country Customs fever.
The thing I like, all my racing buddies, they're
Yeah.
like, man, I wish I was doing what you're doing. They
Really?
say that. I wish
Yeah.
I was doing that. I wish I could do that.
Well, it sounds like you need more employees. You might want to bring some of them in.
We
You
do
know?
need. We're looking
There you
for. We need at least one more high qualified motorcycle builder.
Send your
We really
resumes
do.
to Josh. He'll take them.
Yeah. I'll send them over.
He'll compile those at SR Perot. Well, thank you. Thank you for rocking 95.7 The Hog, too.
Yeah.
I can't even believe it, but I love it. So thank you.
You bet. My radio's stuck on it. Here in
this.
Florida.
Love this.
And at home.
Yeah.
It's on the internet. We're playing that every day.
It's making me thirsty. Well, you know what? Cheers to you, Rusty Wallace. We
Cheers.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Double
you very
cheers.
much.
Look at this double
Look at all
cheers.
this beer, man. I got the MGD here, my old favorite beer.
We got a post game.
The Miller Lite. I love it.
Awesome.